about a real hot girl summer? Or is it winter? Or spring? Or you know what? I don't know what time it is, but this is our review of Yellowjackets.
This is on Showtime. Whew, this man, I feel like we got all the Hardy things to watch this week. You know what I'm saying?
This
Even
is
though we
what we
did
do
watch
for you
Yellow
guys.
Jackets.
We watch
So,
all these TV shows
yep,
through
yes,
completion.
yep. So
This is why
Yellow
we're 2
Jackets
weeks off.
on Showtime. Wildly talented high school girls, soccer players, descended to savage clans after their plane crashes in the remote northern wilderness. 25 years later, they discovered that what began in the wild is far from over. And I'm just going to jump into this, man. This show painted me yellow for a coward because these girls is tough. This show is tough. The world they live in is fucking tough.
It's tough.
Look, this show is for me, a mismatch of Lost, Lord of the Flies, and Arrow. Yes, the CW Arrow. Not because of the acting and the fake drama, because how they treat the show and its timelines. This show has done one of those things because if people have listened to our reviews in the past, we always talk about how sometimes there are more interesting movies in the movies that we're watching. Like we've said that a lot of times. We'll be like, oh, well, I really just like Jupiter Legacy. We were like, oh man, I just want to see the stuff in the past. I really don't care about the stuff in that's going on in the present day. Just we've said that time to time. This is one of the rare shows where like I can't choose which one I care more about. I will admit the reveal at the end of season 1 about who was doing what was kind of a letdown, but everything leading up to it was pretty tense and exciting. But also the beauty of it is that everything you see in the present day pretty much reaffirms or gives further intrigue to the past because these chicks on some Fight Club. We don't talk about the wilderness. We don't mention the wilderness. It don't exist. And everybody's like, what really happened out there? They're like, everything we told y'all. Like, what are y'all asking me this for? Like, and they cool with it too. They're like, nah, we told y'all. Like, we stick to the script. You know, G's moving silence like lasagna. Like, but so it is one of those things where I'm just like, dude, like, I need to know. And the gift and the curse of season 1 is you get a lot of stuff revealed, but you don't get enough stuff revealed.
No.
But it's got me hooked. I want to go watch season 2. And that is something I would say because everybody knows I am on the show about not finishing storylines. I think it's a bad technique in writing, but I think here it works very well because technically the storyline for the season was about the money situation and they wrapped that up, which I'm fine with. Me personally, I want to know more. I want to know how they got here. How did they get to the point they are today? And I want to know what happened in it. Just like everybody else who's on the show is like, hey, what happened in there? I want to know what happened out there too. It's just a really well-crafted show. And not even being really well-crafted. Let's just talk about some of the performances here. I mean, Christina Ricci, we've texted back and forth about. I mean, I've had a crush on her since Addams Family. And,
me too.
You know, again, I know I talked about Dreamgirls. She would slide in as number 3. So everybody's keeping count. My wife, number 1, you know, Ray, Christina Ricci. And I think as this list goes on, it's going to get to about 1 million before the show ever ends.
There's going to be a different number 2 and 3 next week, but number 1's
always
going to be the same.
It's a rotating list. But with that being said, like the performances, I can't think of her name. Is Melanie? I can't think of her last name. That plays so much what kind of quasi what who our main character is.
Yeah.
She's great in here. The sister that's in there as well, that's running for Congress, like she's great. It's a lot of good, believable performances. But not only are the performances believable, the performances are believable because they're child actors or teenage actors, which a lot of them are grown adults. You can tell who is who. Mm-hmm. Like you very easy can tell who is who very, very quickly by mannerisms, what they do, how they act, and what they say. We just saw old girl that was in Scream. What is it? Was it Jasmine Brown Savoy that was in Scream as Randy's niece? She's in this as she plays the younger version of the congresswoman or whatever. I have to put a check on her name because she's gonna be on my radar, man. These are 2 performances I've seen from her. Yes, there you go, Jasmine Savoy Brown. Yes, I think I had her name all jumbled up. Anyway, she's gonna put. I'm gonna keep an eye on her because she's playing these characters. She's playing these roles. Like Scream,
an up
she's
and
one of the
comer.
best things about Scream 2022. And
Definitely one
she's
of the
one of
best
the
things about this show.
yes, by far. By far. So Kenneth Penn her name, but this doesn't work if the performances don't work at all. You need, and it's hard to get a bunch of ensemble casts to be able to put in these performances they're putting in. It's a good show, man. And I was apprehensive about watching it. One of my cousin Tony was one of the ones who was like, "Oh, you need to review it because this is right up your alley." And I'm glad he told me about it as well because I'm hyped about it. But it's good, man. I mean, if you enjoy, it's not as drama tension as Ozark is, but it has its moments where you just can't stop watching.
No,
what,
there's a lot of
what do you
drama in
think,
this shit.
Jason? Yeah.
Oh man,
tons of drama. Hey, how you doing there? We here at the N Word for Nerd like to tell you a little something about a product that we decided to, steal from some people and then sell to you at a very extremely serviceable price. Have you ever been tired, worn down, and just lazy? I know I am because that's my life. But then this magical drink came Nerd Focus.
nerd
Nerd Focus hits
focus.
all that stuff in your brain, makes you smarter. Well, let me change it. It doesn't make you smarter, but since you brought this, which is a smart decision, then in that turn, it just made you smarter. So, by that nature, it does make you smarter. Have you ever wanted to turn into a Super Saiyan 4? Nerd Focus will help you do that. Jason, you just had some. What do you think about Nerd Focus?
It's delicious. It tastes very good. I feel more aware. I feel more awake now. I feel like I can actually talk to a girl. Maybe. Maybe ask her out on a date. It definitely has electrolytes in it, so that's what plants need. It's very good. It's great.
Well, guys, if you want to get your own very own case of Nerd Focus, go ahead and check out our link in our description. That's our affiliate link. So if you do purchase a case of Nerd Focus, it actually does help us out tremendously. Hey, let's
That's
get
what
your
I'm here
Nerd
for.
Focus on, man.
Focus up. Yeah, this is definitely a slow burn. There's definitely some slow parts in throughout the season. But yeah, it definitely leads to a place where you just want to know more. Um, for me, like I like a lot of like shows that deal with survival. Usually, I like watching them, but they usually get on my nerves because a lot of characters do like this stupid shit. But in this show, like it seems like these girls have heads on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you know, sometimes they have different ideas about how they want to go about things or what should be the best priority for them. But for the most part, like they're generally like both sides are right in a general sense, and like it's just a matter of like what is right for that situation is what should be the priority. So like there's not really really many parts in the survival aspect in the earlier flashbacks where I was just like, "This is a bullshit. Why would they do this? Y'all some dumb
Mm-hmm.
bitches." It's not really like that except for one part, and that's closer to the end,
Yeah, yeah,
where you
yeah,
bitch, you should have woke up and got you. But yeah,
yeah.
but it's very intriguing because in the beginning of the show, they definitely show you how they end up before they get rescued from the wilderness, and it's fucking nuts. So you
Mm-hmm.
are wondering how they get to this point throughout the whole entire season, and they are just slowly building, one step at a time of how they are slowly crumbling from their normal societal ways. And then when you go to the future point, or not the present day, it's still very intriguing because, you still don't know what has happened to them. You
Mm-hmm.
kind of know what's happened, but you don't know like what has transpired. But these people are still trying to live a normal life with all their trauma, and also trying to deal with an extraordinary situation where they feel like their trauma might, be surfaced and come out, and it's very intriguing in that aspect. So yeah, as Jason was saying, like both of these pieces of the show work very well. I like the survival stuff more a little bit because it's just as fun because I like thinking about stuff like that. But both parts of the show still work very well when other shows like this would probably falter on one half or the other. Yeah, and the performance, especially the performances of the younger actresses, are just like spot on. It's very hard to find people of that age, even though these people are probably in their 20s, if not in their 30s. who are that good and who could sell these things at that age. You know, you expect it from the older, like, you know, Juliette Lewis is one of the older characters. I mean, she's been doing that since she's been 12. So you expect her to be good. You know, Christina Ricci, you expect her to be good. But all these newcomers, they still are able to sell the fact that there are young girls who are stuck in this extraordinary situation. And they also still have a lot of the same problems they had before they got stuck. It's just now they're in another situation where all those problems are more heightened. And there is definitely stuff going on with them that is more than meets the eye. Like, one little girl can seem to be able to tell the future. Another little girl is it seems that she has like either like some, you know, blackout issues or schizophrenia or some crazy like this, like that. It is all sorts of stuff because that's where the lost. There is definitely something supernatural in it, but they're not hanging their hat on the supernatural. So it's like it's still like you say there's something else going on here, but there also could just be that these girls are just stuck and they're just going a little crazy. But there also could be something else going on. We don't know yet. Hopefully, the creators of this show has like the plan written out where they know exactly where this is going. Because unfortunately, in Lost, J.J. Abrams like, I've got a mystery in my box. I don't know what's in the box, but you don't know either.
Yeah, it wasn't even Schrodinger's cat in that box. It was just like nothing. It was just fumes.
And so when it comes to the time where you have to open the box, it's like, shit, you want me to open the box? Hopefully they know what's in the box, so they can open it.
Well, and then even going on to, because you hit something that I did want to, and I forgot to bring up in my review, like the aspects of the supernatural here, or maybe not supernatural. That's the beauty of it, is because everything can be explained with logic, not even like a stretch of logic. Like, and the characters actually explain a lot of this stuff with logic, no stretch, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. Now, me and you as the viewer, we're like, nah. Something freaky deaky going on. But the characters involved in this, well, just like, nah, like this and that can happen. That's why this happened. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, that makes good sense. Move on. And you're like,
and there's one person like, okay, I'll move on for right now.
right.
So there's some gnarly shit that happens in the show.
Oh my god,
it's great.
And I mean, I don't know anything. I just think one of the dopest parts is when one of the characters sees a wolf outside and they just get like the mail opener and they're like about to walk outside. I'm like, hold on, like you about to.
It wasn't a wolf, it was a bear.
I'm just when they were in the city.
Oh yeah, when they're in the city.
Yeah,
the city.
Yeah, the window. Yeah.
Oh, gotta get this wolf. Like
it's just like a mail opener. It like picks it up and like turns it sideways. It's like about to walk outside. I'm like, you about to go battle a wolf? Okay. So yes, please tell me what happened out in those mountains that you was like, nah, I'm about to X this thing right now. Like,
honey, lock the doors. I'm about to go outside and handle this business real quick.
Right. If you didn't know, now you do know. Right. So, go ahead.
I would have to say that plane crash. There were not just the girls. There was also two boys in there, Travis and his brother Javi. If I were Travis and I'm stuck in the middle of woods with mostly non-lesbian women, I'd be a little bit. And I'm not a ladies' man at all. Honestly, I'm the biggest dork in the world.
Don't gotta be in that situation. But
it's like, I mean, we might die out here, guys. I'm just saying, we might all die. I don't want to bring this up to say we will all die, but just in case, who don't want to die virgins? Here we go.
I slay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's just say there'd be more than one girl out there who'd be pregnant.
I do love the man being like, here, take these. Like,
yeah.
We don't
make the situation no worse.
Right. Absolutely. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's jump into ratings here. If you had to give a rating to Yellowjackets, what would you give it?
This is definitely a 4 too, man. This has been a great week. It's a little slow at parts, but it's still very, very intriguing, very, very good. I would have to give it a 4.
Yeah. I'm with you right there. I think I'm giving this a 4 as well. I definitely, or as I put, 4 Letterman jackets. They could have cut about 2.5 to 3 episodes out of this and concised it a little more.
Yeah,
but I understand letting some things breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
So I get it. And the only reason I don't give it a 5 is because one of the
Christina Ricci's not my
reveals
girlfriend.
is kind of a that's true too. But one of the reveals is kind of a letdown.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but it
somebody
does
dropped the
lead
pass.
into an intriguing part, even though the whole overarching thing is still kind of a letdown.
Right. Yeah.
In
You
my
know, you're
opinion.
right. You are correct. Because it kind of now makes her this one character has let their guard down now because she's no longer guarding a secret,
Yeah.
quote unquote, major secret. Yeah. Well, I won't go into spoilers because people will watch it and decide for themselves what they think. But I'm with you. 4s all around.